Welcome to the Norwalk Central groundbreaking event. This is a momentous day of celebration for the City of Norwalk. Thanks for coming out to witness and help kick off this significant development for Norwalk and actually the entire Central Iowa region. This development is going to benefit every citizen and provide recreation, sports, dining, entertainment, employment, and shopping opportunities for residents, visitors, investors, athletes, and business owners. Several First in Iowa announcements will be made over the next year in relation to Norwalk Central, which will be exciting to release to the public in due course. Can't tell you right now, but stay tuned. We are grateful for the support of the community and our partners throughout the state of Iowa that help make this dream a reality. Today you get to hear about the overall project and how it came to be, as well as specific components of the Norwalk Central Development. And now, please welcome Norwalk City Manager, Luke Nelson.
Thank you, Mayor. And thank you all again for attending today. We are proud of this achievement and would not be here today without our elected officials, staff, and many of you. We've had a lot of great partners and we've worked with over many years. Before we get started with the program, we would like to recognize our development partners and project contributors. This is a long list and still does not include everyone that was part of making this project happen. If you could just wave your hand when I announce your company name or your name so that people in the audience can see who's here, that'd be great. So to start off with, our honored guest speaker, Iowa Economic Development Authority Director Debbie Durham. We have Senator Garrett, Representative Gustafson. We have a representative from Senator Ernst's office. Representative from Senator Grassley's office is Fred Schuster. Senator Axney's office. We have Warren County Supervisors Aaron DeCook, Crystal McIntyre, and Darren Heater. Denovo Construction Management. The wind is blowing, but it's great to have the breeze. Sportsplex USA, Mike Mahoney. Heartland Sports Properties. Iowa Sports Turf. Diligent Development that includes Steve Brewer, Tim Portson, Dave Brown, and Mark Trost. Studio Malee. Bishop Engineering, specifically Joel Jackson and his team. Iowa Economic Development Authority. Greater Des Moines Partnership. Now we got a large number of these, I think, in the audience, are city staff and department directors. Planning and Zoning Commission members. The Park Commission. We have Norwalk City Council members David Lester, Jackie Livingston, Stephanie Riva, Ed Kuhl, and Brian Baker. Unfortunately, he's homesick today. And I want to give a special shout out to Jackie Livingston. She is a council member that this is she's the champion of this project and she's been very involved. Thanks, Jackie. Oh, and one more person that was on my list, I think he deserved to be announced. Where's Dave Zychek, Holly's husband? He deserves some credit. Thanks, Dave. Well, thank you all for being here. Up next is our Economic Development Director, Holly Zychek. She's going to give us a brief overview of the project.
I apologize for having to read, but that just is the way that it is. Okay, as you know, the Norwalk Central concept has been planned and developed for at least the last 5 years, with the sports campus piece being a dream for much longer than that. Originally, we just called this large undeveloped section of land out here, several hundred acres, we just called it Sub-Area 1. After years of hard work, strategic planning, design, redesign, negotiations, careful budgeting and finance work, legal and council procedures, we finally came to the final vision for Norwalk Central. Multiple development and land purchase agreements were written, negotiated, and approved for the entire infrastructure network to be constructed and financed. A new regional stormwater detention facility designed to connect the entire area, and several commercial developments recruited and agreements negotiated. We've had amazing private entity partners, which you heard most of them here earlier, to help bring this project across the finish line. Diligent Development, as the first landowner within Norwalk Central and the land developer for the site, kick-started the area with the first commercial facility, Hughes Century Crossing Retail, and the surrounding Hughes Crossing residential neighborhoods. The next phase after grading will be the Chatham Avenue extension heading east and Hughes Drive north and south. Then the turf sports fields will be built with an opening date set for spring of 23, I think, but Casey or Mike might update us on that one. Then with the recreation and retail facilities being constructed shortly after. Don't blow away. The overall development will include more than 70 acres of retail, dining, sports, recreation, fitness, public trails, a park with amphitheater, courtyard, and someday hopefully a Norwalk of fame and superheroes tribute for the many notable individuals from Norwalk that went on to do great things, such as General Pierce, Jason Momoa, my favorite, Brandon Routh, Clay Garcia, just to name a few. Lastly, I'd be a bad developer if I didn't mention that this just happens to be Economic Development Week. Yay! Therefore, I need to throw out a few dazzling statistics provided by our finance director, Jean Kelly, in the back. And I lost my spot. Okay, there we are. Sorry. Okay, so in the last 5 years, Norwalk has seen a 57% increase in new commercial valuation and an unbelievable 789% increase in industrial valuation. That's an additional $61 million in new value for this community. That allows us to build new projects such as this one, along with many other community and school improvements, infrastructure, and amenities. We've also added more than 400 new jobs and 40 new businesses. Norwalk Central is projected to see an overall private investment of $300 million when fully developed and over 1 million new visitors to the area annually, just for the private sports campus piece of this. I'd also like to quickly thank my team, Deanna Gingrich and Shelby Heisel, for keeping things sane and functioning in our department during this process, and also for making this event happen today. Also the following department directors and city leaders for their critical involvement in this project: Luke Paris, Robin Leeper, Jim Doherty, Gene Kelly, Tony Belizzi, and Wayne Schwartz, and of course the City Council, Mayor, and City Manager Luke Nelson. With that, I'll introduce Carson Forst, the Park and Recreation Commission Chair, who will provide some specifics about the city's public recreation facility called CORE, the Center of Recreation Excellence. Carson?
Thanks, Holly. So as you mentioned, I am on the Parks and Rec Commission, so just kind of some brief thoughts from us today. The concept of the project began about 10 years ago, so seeing the project come to fruition with today's groundbreaking marks a very exciting time for Parks and Recreation and the Norwalk community. As much as the Parks and Rec Commission loves our annual budget review and planning meetings, it's safe to say the time we've invested in this project over the past 10 years is a highlight for us. The city's new facility will have 4 multi-purpose courts, a commons area, concessions, the Parks and Recreation offices, and a beautiful 4-acre green space and park area. The new building will allow us to expand our current programs and add new ones for youths, teens, adults, and seniors alike. This facility will help us continue our mission of providing quality and diverse recreation, parks, and community experiences to all patrons through inclusive programming conservation, and beautification best practices. This project exemplifies that the Parks and Recreation plays in the quality of life for our community members here in Norwalk. Thank you to everyone that has worked so hard to make this happen. We are grateful to our City Council for their commitment to the community and the Parks and Recreation Department by making this facility a top priority. Thanks.
Diligent Development, Vice President Tim Portson.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. Diligent purchased the ground here, about 100 acres, about 4 or 5 years ago. And I know when I say 4 or 5 years ago, Holly's kind of under her breath saying it's about time. But as I think about it, I honestly think it flew by. And I appreciate that I haven't been on the journey quite as long. But I also appreciate all the hard work that goes into turning a farm into a city center that features a 20-acre sports and recreation destination, city park with trail infrastructure, not to mention all the housing and businesses that are going to follow. So when you think about the processes and all the people that are required, it's actually quite miraculous that we've been able to have all the puzzle pieces fall into place this quickly. There's actually a chance that this wouldn't have happened without all those involved. So I'd like to thank Tom and Cindy Hughes and the Hughes family for entrusting Diligent Development with the ground. I'd like to thank the mayor, council members, and P&Z Commission for their support and their patience. I'd also like to thank the staff. And honestly, I think that's where you can make kind of the biggest difference. Why is this happening in Norwalk and maybe not in another city? And it's really because of their leadership and rallying all the partners that were involved. A thank you to Diligence partners, Hogan Law, Trost Development, Bishop Engineering, Sportsplex and Heartland for really kicking this off, and our lending partner, Home State Bank. So right now, you look back there and you see 100 acres of dirt. But I can tell you that people are already seeing the vision. They're already feeling the energy. And the reason why I can ensure that is because we already have several lots that are under contract with some really exciting businesses that I'm not able to share right now. But in that spirit and having some lots already under contract, my last thank you is going to be a little bit of a plug as well. So thank you to JLL, our listing partner. If you or anyone you know is interested in being involved in Hughes Crossing and Norwalk Central, please feel free to reach out to Justin Lossner, Aaron Hyde, or myself. Thanks again, and I can't tell you how much the Diligent team is excited to be a part of this.
Next is my partner in crime, Denovo Construction Solutions Senior Project Manager Kirk Moe, who is also the construction manager for the city recreation and Sportsplex facilities.
Thanks, Holly. So yeah, we're the construction managers here on the site for the city, and we're also working on the private end for Sportsplex and then Heartland Sports Properties on all the turf and their concessions. Denovo, our goal when we take on a project is really get involved on an intimate level, I usually say. And that's allowing us to gain really a true perspective of what our client wants, right? Their goals, their aspirations, and the city's project was just that. We scrubbed in early on this project, helped them through referendum, and then down the path of design with our partners, Studio Melee and KCL. As you can see on the Jumbotron behind us, you can see some of the renderings that are pulled together. We're slated here in end of this month to go out to bid, start construction here in late summer, and expected completion here January of 23. So, so from all of us here at Denovo, I just want to say thank you. We truly appreciate the opportunity here to work on this project, hopefully future projects. I scrubbed in on the project here in October, a little bit late, but in sitting down with the city's leadership team, I tell you what, they're all rock stars. Their true vision of this development of the sports complex and everything that's going on in the future is just amazing for the community as a whole. So hats off to everybody here in the city of Norwalk, the community as a whole. So thank you again.
Sportsplex USA owner and managing partner, Mike Mahoney.
Hey everybody. I just want to try to keep this simple, under a minute or two, but these guys know that doesn't always happen, so, and she knows. So Sportsplex USA is a partner in here that's going to have two different buildings. If you look on the rendering over there, what we will have is we will have what's called a secondary sports facility, kind of a training facility, and then we'll have a retail center. What these are designed to do is give athletes and families a one-stop shop to be able to come here, train, grab something to eat, utilize sports-oriented industries around here, and be able to save time and have more family time when it's all said and done with. As a group, as you guys know, we can kind of be a lot. We have three different sections in here that we're helping with, and part of what we're helping with is from a Sportsplex USA side, we're doing the development piece, but then we have a Sportsplex West side that'll help with the programming, some of the ancillary programming that will help on the Heartland side, will help on the city side, and then be able to provide a lot of the programming that we will do here. It's our goal to provide a first-class training competition facility, but also make it family friendly. So we're extremely excited about the prospect of working with the people in Norwalk. We just want to say a quick thank you to a few people. First of all, obviously the city, the mayor, council members, Luke, Gene, Robin. Special shout out to Holly. She had to take my crazy emails at all hours of the day, texts and things that don't make sense. Want to say thank you to the Heartland partners. Trying to create this seamless, the sports world is kind of weird when it comes to trying to do something like this. And so the ability to get people to listen and understand, hey, this is how it works in sports, this may not how it works in normal development. And so just the ability for everybody to listen and get on the same page was actually really refreshing in my opinion, because many of these things get stopped before they even get started. Too many opinions, too many things. And what we've been able to do with all these guys and all these ladies over here, be able to take bits and pieces of the sports side of what it does and try to put something together from the ground up and not try to pigeonhole it in as the complex is being built, which you see. And so what you're seeing here is hopefully a really good traffic driver to this community, which will provide economic impact, but then also the ability for athletes and families to really enjoy being in one spot. Additional Sportsplex family, Sportsman family, thank you for everything that you guys do. My partners, they're amazing. The professional partners that we have, our lawyers, Amy and Ben, our banks, Jake at LSB, Nick at Fortress, Eric Brewer, our accountant, our consultants. We got Jeff and Ryan, Ryan from Great Plains. Joel was great with the engineering, Ryan, our broker, and then obviously working with Denovo on a consistent basis. So, you know, I know from my standpoint, our families had a huge part of this. We work a lot of times when most people don't, and so they have to put up with our late hours. So past that, we just want to say thank you for all that you guys have done, and this is, I can't wait to see this in 1 year from now and then again in 2 years from now. So thank you.
Iowa Sports Turf and Heartland Sports Properties President Casey Scheidel. Did I say your last name right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, like Holly said, I'm the president of Iowa Sports Turf. Iowa Sports Turf is known as an athletic field builder here in the metro area in the state of Iowa. We're really excited certainly about partnering with the City of Norwalk, Denovo, and Heartland Sports Properties. As a owner of Sportslands Properties and partnering with Sportsplex West, we couldn't be more excited about what this facility is going to bring. So just a little bit of details. we're in charge of what you see as the 2 pods of synthetic turf. So there isn't anything like it here in the metro area of synthetic fields to be played really in all weather conditions outside of storms, obviously. But also bringing a real cool technology piece to this project that is not seen anywhere. Our company is working on developing a lot of cool things that we're going to put out there that we're not really ready to tell you about either, but video boards, lots of Wi-Fi, live streaming of events, and just kind of a real cool partnership by putting all these 3 different groups together. So once again, we couldn't be more excited about getting going on this one. You can maybe see us around town. We're finishing up Triumph Park in West Des Moines. We got Jack Trice finished this week, and then this summer we're going to be transitioning here to Norwalk. So once again, thank you for this opportunity.
I don't know if Joel's hidden back there anywhere, or if anybody from Bishop Engineering or Studio Melee wants to say anything. No pressure. Okay, he said no. So with that, we'll move on to Council Member Jackie Livingston.
Good afternoon, and thanks for everybody coming out on this beautiful day. I can't express how proud I am to be a part of this community. As long as I've lived here, which is about 20 years now, friends, school officials, and neighbors, community members have expressed to me their desire to have and their need for more recreation, amenities, sporting venues, shopping, and dining opportunities. Holly Zychek began working her magic to bring something like this to the drawing board, and as a council member, I was designated as champion to see it to fruition. I made it my mission to do whatever I could to help see this project happen while serving as a public official. I remember the first real discussion we had at City Council, which went kind of something like this. We're going to have to spend a lot of money. Are we willing to spend a lot of money? Because I don't want to get down the road and then we say we don't want to spend a lot of money. So council got behind it 100% and all about spending everything we need to do to get this happen, not just for the community, but on behalf of the community. The dividends and the investments that this is going to bring is going to far pay off in the future, and we're very excited about that. And what a wonderful day we have for all of us to enjoy this event, and what an amazing time for our community. This development will have great economic impact for the city of Norwalk, but we also expect that it will have some positive economic development for the state of Iowa, which is the perfect segue to introduce our guest speaker. The Iowa Economic Development Authority Director, Debbie Durham, has played an absolute vital role in the state's phenomenal economy. Iowa's economy has been ranked top in the nation for several aspects, including resilience, growth, stability during nationwide crises, low unemployment, the best place to start and grow a business, exporting, and so much more. We are so grateful for Governor Reynolds, Director Durham, and their entire state economic development team. And it is my great pleasure, and I invite you to please welcome Director Durham.
Well, first of all, Senator, Representative, Mayor, council members, particularly you, Jackie, every project needs a champion, and Holly. And I also want to recognize the men and women of the trades. You know, I travel around the state almost every day and get to see incredible projects, the origins of projects like this, but I also get to see the finished projects. And we are truly blessed with the developers and trades that we have in the state. Well, let me just say, it is indeed a pleasure for our team to join you today. And there's a very warm and very blustery day. Can you tell that I'm reading Winnie the Pooh to my newest grandson, right? But this indeed is a banner day, not only for the city of Norwalk and Warren County, but actually for the entire state of Iowa. Legendary Iowa athlete, Olympic gold medalist, and coach Dan Gable has famously said, gold medals are not really made of gold at all. They're made of sweat, determination, and hard-to-find ally called guts. I really believe that this is a very fitting quote for this group of community leaders who, through your determination, tenacity, right, a little bit of risk taking, you have made today's groundbreaking of Norwalk Central a reality. So let's just imagine when we are going to stand here again for the ribbon cutting. Soon we'll be transformed into an epicenter of activity where cheers will be heard, hard-fought games will be played, lessons will be learned, friendships will be forged, and memories will be made. And win or lose, we know visitors, our visiting athletes and guests, will work up an appetite and dine at our local restaurants, get a good night's rest in our hotels, and will visit our many other attractions while they're in town. Visitors from out of state of Iowa are a vital component to Iowa's tourism industry. Tourism in Iowa generated $1.5 billion in tax revenues in 2020. Now think about 2020, right? With more than 860 million supporting state and local governments while employing over 60,000 people statewide. Drawing out-of-state visitors to Iowa is actually critical for our growth, not just for the economic impact generated from their visits, but because we know that when people see Iowa's amazing quality of life, low cost of living, and abundance high-quality jobs, it can open their eyes to actually the possibility that they could live here too, right? And especially with the new tax bill that just cut, we're even more competitive. So thank you all very much for that. The sports tourism industry has been labeled as one of the fastest growing segments within the travel industry by the World Tourism Organization. The state of Iowa has taken notice, investing in programs including the Regional Sports Authority District grants through the Iowa Tourism Office and sports tourism grants available through the Enhanced Iowa Board to help communities draw in youth, amateur, and even professional sporting events. And Governor Reynolds just recently allocated a transformational $100 million to Destination Iowa to look for those transformational projects in communities such as this. This $300 million plus million dollar development not only speaks to the passion and the excitement surrounding the amazing new Sportsplex, but also to the endless possibilities of how this project can serve as a catalyst to other development in the community and, quite frankly, beyond. It's a great example of creative placemaking. You check all the boxes. A famous quote inspired by one little-known film shot in Iowa once said, "If you build it, they will come." So I have no doubt that not only will the projected $1 million annual visitors come, but they will also continue to come back again and again. They'll stay longer, and they will fall in love with all that Norwalk and the state of Iowa has to offer. So on behalf of Governor Reynolds and her entire team, we want to wish you a very hearty congratulations. Thank you.